I would, yeah, definitely mama be hollering. Some people do address things different. Let me, here we go. How's it going?
Good. So I don't
Good.
mind if you have the chat on. That's not a bother. I'm just not watching it. But I will address the one question that I did see that APP asked. I know
Mhm.
that she did specifically ask that one question. And do you still, by any chance, have the screenshots that I sent you?
I'll have to find them.
If you do, that would be great because then I could talk to you about them at the same time.
Okay, that'll run. It'll take me a minute because I'm slow with this. So
It's okay. But to answer her question that she had asked is, I have to be careful with what I say because I have been in contact with the police, but I will answer. Um, I will answer honestly. I'm done with this community. I really don't care what anyone's really true opinion is of me. And I've already pretty much left that side. I will say that the police have spoken to me, and I have been completely honest and as well submitted my evidence back. Um, I understand that people are angry about the call. I get it. But what people need to understand is the manipulation that was behind it, which is what those screenshots, which is what I was hoping you would show, is the manipulation side of what was going on with Papa. Papa's a drunk. Um, but ADP had asked the question um, of how she of how he knew about the chat or the catches that were coming on. And basically, what happened was Papa was a part of these groups. He used to always refer to them as the UK group. And that's where, if you recall, where I sent you this screenshot where I was saying, please let the BG know about it. I don't know if you remember that.
the Bill BG.
Yeah,
Mm,
one of the screenshots I had sent you. I had asked I had asked you to please let Bill BG know that um, he should be careful because Papa's been after him for a while.
do you know why he's been after him?
It's because of these groups, and that's what those screenshots were showing you. Where if something didn't go Papa's way, he would leave. He would leave the group. He would, and those are the screenshots I had showed you, where he would have a full on hissy fit, and he would have a panic, and he would leave. He would literally leave. He would leave the Discord, and then he would send some angry text message, which is what I showed you those text messages. And for instance, one of them was because I refused to kick um, Bill from the Discord, and Bill was in these groups as well. So whatever those groups are, Bill knows. Bill can answer those questions of what those groups were.
Hmm. I'm not
Because I
in
do
real
know.
good contact with Bill.
Well, I'm sure somebody here. I'm sure everyone's tuning in right now. Um,
Yeah.
but um, you'll have to show me because I have my screen down. So you'll have to tell me if you when you put up a screenshot.
Oh, I will. Of course, you asked like the hardest stuff. Turn off the chat, and then
Oh, no, it's okay. I just meant that I was turning off the chat. I didn't mean that you had to turn off the chat. I just meant that I have something else on my screen at the moment.
okay, that's so. I do have a question while I'm pulling this up. Are you
But
working with any other teams or anything like that?
no, I have retired from the community. No, I this community has lost a lot of sights of what this is originally about. So no,
Mm, I get
I'm
that.
not even in contact. I'm not even in contact with any other teams at the moment, and I don't plan to. Let me rephrase that.
Let's see here.
Actually, I can
Mm,
open up my DM. So if you start at the top, then I can know where you're.
I'm loading them up right now.
Yeah, but I have them on my side. So if you start at the top, then I at least can see. I know which one
Oh,
you're going through.
you can see them.
No,
Oh,
I
not a
sent them
message.
to you.
I got them. Oh, I got these. Oh Lord, have mercy. I got to make stuff a little bit harder for myself. So
Oh wait, maybe I don't. I forgot I disabled that. I never mind. I guess I don't have them.
give me 1 second. I got them right here. I just got to find the first one so we can start from the beginning.
Yeah, you'll have to. I loaded it, so I do have the screen open. I'm gonna try to avoid the chat, um, just because I don't. I forgot I don't have that Discord.
Yeah. No, that Discord's been. Hang on. What the hell is up? So I think a lot of people was really wondering like who else was in the
I've
in the
stated
VC.
that. Yeah, I've stated that over and over again. Um, who was all in there, and it people are going to believe what they want to believe, but their people are always in our VC. Anyone that's ever been in our Discord knew that there was always a group of people that were always in Discord.
Mm, definitely.
I see that Thaw is asking about Nunya. No, I've never spoken to Nunya outside of a YouTube stream, so no, Nunya was not a part of it.
And there's been rumors too that hang on, let me get to this other stuff.
I also saw about Tom B. Tom B knew everything that WAP did.
Everything.
Tom B knows everything that WAP has ever done. He was a part of all of our channels, him and Mortal as well. They knew everything. And I did get some text messages from Tom B where I was threatened to not speak about his name. So
So Liz asked, was Tommy involved in any way?
Tommy was not involved in any way. I did also, I think I he was in some stream that I was on, and I did clarify that Tommy, there's a lot that Tommy does not know of what goes on with um, what goes on behind the scenes. So no, Tommy was not aware.
Hang on. I'm like, I don't think I got all these sent to myself. Okay.
I have them on. I don't know if there's a way that I can put them up because I have them.
Do you want to put them up?
I don't. I I can. Is that an option on my side?
I believe it would be. I don't know why it wouldn't be.
Let
You
me.
could. I think it's similar to StreamYard.
Okay. Well, yeah. I see where it says share this screen, but let me get it up, and then yeah, I can do that. And actually, I'm not going to jail. I've been in contact with the authorities. They are investigating it, but at the worst case, it's a misdemeanor, and there is no jail time attached to it. I've already spoken to the cops here in my town.
Mm.
I don't want Alex to die. I will answer that question. I never wanted Alex to die. That's never gonna be something. But let me focus on getting this up.
Hang
So,
on, let me see.
um, Kat, if you're watching, am I okay to show the receipts, the other ones? If you are, you can text me if you don't want to put your name in the chat. Okay, so here's this one. Let me take out Melissa's face from here so we don't re-put that out there. If you want to see that, you go over there.
I'm not like very good at like doing this.
It's okay. I wasn't prepared for this. This was just
Wasn't.
I happened to get a DM and I said, okay, fine.
Let's see.
All right,
So
let
you
me
look.
just doctor this one real quick because it's I actually am gonna show one of my medical records because there
Mm.
was a statement, but I don't have it. Let me just block out my doctor's name. That was one of the things that people kept saying. So let me just.
So you for sure did do the swatting, like.
I wouldn't refer to it as a swatting. I am, yes, I did make the first phone call. I even have my phone records that I did supply. I did call in to let the cops know because of the NVC. It was more of, Steph, you're the leader, you have to do it. And um, there was a lot of manipulation in that VC that day. And I take full ownership for making the first call. And I take full ownership of calling to, but it wasn't to have him killed. I do, just because I dislike Alex doesn't mean I want somebody to die. I will be honest about that. I didn't want him to die. And I've never denied doing that call.
And that kind of makes me wonder, you say that, but then you also did say, I'm just asking a question, I
Feel
just,
free. Go ahead.
why was you saying that he had a weapon and waving it around?
I wasn't watching the stream. I don't pay for Alex's things. I believe that was on locals. I could be. It was either on locals or the other one. The other one that goes around Rumble. Sorry. I don't have those. Those were done by Papa, and he was sharing the stream that day. And when I went to go make the phone call, as always, um, I wasn't watching. I had an earpiece in my ear. And I remember slightly, and Melissa, you can deny this all you want because you're now protected by CPP. It was Melissa that said, "There's a weapon, he has a gun." And so you can hear on that call where I started panicking. I wasn't actually watching this stream.
Oh, so the medical records type stuff you were wanting to show is basically clearing up, saying that you're not, say, like like I remember back
Here's
when
one in particular where Papa was on the live stream. I believe it was the PHI, the very first one. I already did it. It's done. It was the very first stream where he said, and I can quote his exact words. He said, "I knew her cancer was fake because she has a Symbicort prescription." I don't know if anybody remembers that, but and he says, I am sick, and I know that Symbicort is not used as a rescue inhaler, and so I have proof that because of my illness, Symbicort is a rescue and also a daily." And that was one that he blatantly said, and it was just one that was easy for me to grab at the moment.
It's like, I do understand that you was like, so you're saying there was a different person, I guess you said it was male that was also up on the,
Mel was in there 100%. Mel was in there from the moment she woke up to the moment she went to bed, every single day. All right, here. Okay, I've got it done now. Let me figure out how to do this. So sure. I guess I just minimize.
I do think there's a lot of angry people with you right now, so
I'm not paying attention really. I mean, I'm focusing on.
do your
Um,
thing, do your thing.
I'm not focusing really. I happen to. They have a right to be angry and they have a right to be upset, and that's okay. And this community is full of people that like to be angry.
Yeah, that is true. That is a.
So, and I really, it just doesn't bother me. All right, I'm going to click this now. I'm just going to do the entire. Let me just make sure nothing else is open.
Talon walked free. Who told you
I'm sorry,
who the catch was? Like, Talon walked free. Who told who the catch was happening?
I have a screenshot of that. Papa did. We didn't know Papa was in the other groups, but I have a screenshot of Papa where he, every single time somebody would go live with anything, Papa would say in the chat, "He's ruining the catch."
Mm-hmm. Somebody wants me to ask about
If
the
I
fake.
hit if I hit entire share entire screen, will that play your audio?
Say that again.
If I hit the share entire screen, is that going to play your audio as well?
Oh, it shouldn't. I mean, it shouldn't mess with audio. If it does, we'll fix it.
Okay. Let me just move this over.
I, I need to know about the underage girl that she used for her pics. Oh, here we go.
That's that's been a rumor for years, and people can say what they want to say. It's not true. But here is this readable for anybody?
You can read it because you're probably the better reader. So
I just don't know if it's viewable. If it's
yes, go on in on it a little bit more.
So this is one of the medical notes. People can read that at their own free will. Just basically doctor note stating that it is intact. One of Papa's lies. Um, these are not in order, as again it's just however they saved, so they're not in order.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is just saying, this is where Papa was saying, how he would be in talks with Tommy. I didn't speak to Tommy. Me and Tommy very rarely spoke. It was always Papa coordinated all the catches and spoke to all the catchers. But this is where he was saying, fuck Alex, and he's down for the jump. And this was because we had a pred that Papa knew, um, that Alex also had the same pred, and that he was willing to jump. And then on that catch, I had gotten timed out, which is what that is. It was a joke there, but I'm not reading the screen though. So as you can tell, my screen is full blast. So if there is a
Oh
question
no,
on this,
yeah. Air Force gave me $4.99. Said so. If someone jumped off a bridge, would you do it? Same theory. They are you playing victim possibly?
no, I'm taking ownership, and you can call it victim, however you like. It's just me taking ownership for what happened. I think I'm the only one that has come out and blatantly said yes, and has taken ownership of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that got the full question.
And I will say, I mean, I'm not definitely not siding with you, but I'm
I
also
don't want
saying that.
anyone to side with me.
But
I
I'm
don't
also
care whose
saying
side.
that Papa, he never came right out and said like, "Stay." Oh yeah, I help call the police on Alex. So he never said it voice with his voice.
There's a lot that Papa did behind the scenes.
I hate to call him Papa Duke anymore, but some people
So
saying
here,
Doc. Oh,
oh, go ahead.
go ahead. I'll let
No,
you.
no,
I'll
go
let
ahead.
you.
Okay.
Did you dox decoys when you the catch in Hawaii? Did you tip off the predator?
That's also been around. I still don't know about that catch. I still don't know even who that pred is. I've never spoken to anybody in Hawaii. So no.
Mm,
So here you can. This is where we're talking about Bill Gangbang. And this is where he's saying, trying to find out if Bill took another one and sent it to Tommy for a catch tomorrow. I don't know the details. This is also when SJ was alive. If so, my question is this the guy that SJ helped look for yesterday, the same guy I've been working on? And then I said, but if it's for Tommy, what's the problem, basically? Um, and this is kind of what started the whole anger. Papa always thought that Bill was taking catches and giving it to other catchers.
mm. I believe Super Cat K asked a question. Have her. She used to. They're saying, would you call the lady that you used as the decoy? Would you like to prove that you didn't take her photo? I believe.
I would gladly be able to call her. Yes, I can. If you schedule a time with me, absolutely, I will definitely, by all means, call her. She probably would even video chat you if you just send me a Discord with your number. I can send it to her.
Mm. Oh yeah. Would if I put the link out and Papa Duke came up, would that be okay with you? And you all could.
I have nothing to say to Papa Duke, and I've already
Oh,
been told I'm not to talk with him. So no.
Okay, I understand that. So we'll leave it how it is.
Unfortunately, sorry, I have police involvement. I'm not risking anything with my cases that I have going,
Mm-hmm.
and I have personal case against him.
Hmm. Cat, what? Why is it? Somebody, Crystal asked, why is she? Hang on, the chat's going so fast. I'm trying to. That's not the question I was trying to find. Something about Kathy. How does Kathy? Was Kathy also um in the SWAT? I mean, in the voice chat.
She was in the voice chat, but she was on her way to work. It was a Saturday. I did hear that Papa once, somebody mentioned somewhere that he was in school. I don't remember Papa ever being in school. Not once. I don't know what that is about. But it was, if I recall correctly, the catch was on a Saturday. There is, unless you go into Saturday school, Papa never left his house unless he was going to doctor's appointments or some kind of family events or catch or to meet up with somebody. But he never went to school, not to my knowledge. I do know that he talked about going to school in the past, but he never went, um, to my knowledge.
Mm.
And he
Uh,
was in BC also all day.
mm. Thank you, Cody, for the $10. You and Dennis are no different. You,
I don't know who Dennis is.
I don't know who Dennis is right off the head, but like, do you feel like? Well, he says you're a pedo defender.
That's okay. People can think what they want.
I mean, you kind of think about it, the way I kind of look at it, and I'm not scolding you or whatever. I definitely not taking your side. What I'm trying to say is, when Alex was back to the SWAT or the call, you knew he was on a catch, and you saw how many of Alex's catches that he's done. Very, very methodical about how he does his catches, and you called them, and it made you think about that, and you look at all his catches and past catches since then, and you calling the police on him to stop a predator that could actually harm a child.
But it wasn't to stop a predator, though.
I
That's
mean, to
that's the
stop the
that's the
catcher,
point. It
to
wasn't
stop
to
the
stop the
catcher.
cat, but it wasn't to stop the catcher or the predator. We had chats with the pred that were stating where the guy in our Airtable at the time, which is what we use to keep all the information in our Airtable at the time, we had notes from Papa Duke where he stated um, the guy was the guy was not stable. He was somehow tipped off. Um, he referred to he, re, I wish if I had known I was going to come up, I would have had those screenshots for you.
Mhm.
But I can definitely grab those and send them to you, and you can supply them. But there are
I will.
screenshots where and like I said, I did give these to you right away, and you just didn't go live with them. But I understand because you didn't know the stories that went with them.
Yeah, and that's the thing coming from my end. It's a whole different situation because, like, you're in the know of what happened, and here
Yeah,
I'm sitting on the other end. Have a lot of this stuff. I don't know the background behind it, but
right.
one more 199. Did Tommy call in the hit? Cut the crap. Tim
Did
Togator.
Tommy call in what hit? I'm
I don't know. I think they're saying did Tommy was Tommy the one that said
again.
yeah I called.
Tommy was never involved in a lot of the things that go on. Tomby and Mortal and Judd, they run the show over there.
Mhm.
And there's a lot that goes on that Tommy is not aware of, and you know, but okay. So let me go back to. So this is where he's
Yeah.
talking about there's groups. I know I've had it up for a while, so I think everyone's had a chance to read it, but. This is just the start of him being angry with Bill and him always thinking that Bill was trying to ruin things. But Bill, I'm not saying Bill's doing anything wrong. Bill, I still think Bill's done nothing wrong, but Bill would know what groups they were. That's the only thing. And here you can see where I'm saying this group has burnt you so many times because he's always yelling about this group. But whatever this group is that they were in, they knew about almost every catch that happened, whether it was Alex Pratt catch or a different team. It was they knew about everything, and he would always know. That's a question that you would have to ask him. We weren't allowed in that group, and we weren't allowed to know who was in that group.
Um, Big O asked, "Did you did she call with the second time with her decoy voice?"
No, people who know me know that my voice slips constant. It slips naturally. quite often. But no, I didn't call in. It and the cops have shown it's only one call. It just was the time frame over, and my call did go from my actual phone, and it was 4 minutes in length. I did get my own phone records for the police department.
Mhm. Okay, go. You can go ahead. Do
Okay,
what
so
you.
this one just says funny how Bill comes and ignores. I don't really remember what this one was about. Just showing how he was always angry with Bill. Um, and now this is where he's yelling about how Bill is working with Alex. But this was just how he. This is where he started um, being angry all the time. See, like here, you put in the UK decoy chat. That's one of the chats that they were in.
Hmm.
But this is how even he knew what apps they were using. But I don't know. Again, all I know, other than it was a UK decoy chat, that's all I know. But this chat group knew everything,
Hmm.
and so whoever was in that group is the ones that would have to be able to answer those other questions. I just know it came from this group,
Hmm.
so that's a question maybe you can ask Bill, or as the only person I know other than Papa that was in that group.
I believe a lot of people, I mean, are saying, especially in the chat, they're saying you're a liar and that you're
That's okay.
lying about this.
That's
Um,
okay. I didn't
and
come up here to. I mean, that's okay. I mean, I could just walk away. I mean, really, I don't have to be up here. I'm not trying to. I'm not. I don't want to be back in the community. Nor am I gonna
Mhm.
come back in the community. There really is no reasons for me to come up here other than here. You guys wanna say, here.
And I do appreciate you coming up here and putting, I guess you could say, putting what out and saying your side of it, because for so long we've only had, or a lot of people only had Papa's side, which, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
I get it, but again, I don't have to. I don't. There's really. I mean, I have been told to not be up here, and I have been told to not, associate. So, um, I really don't have any reasons other than I just have to open my YouTube and I saw a screenshot that said Papa Duke on it, and so that's the only. And I happened to click it.
Mm. Um, Tim, thank you for the 199. If you're clean, why was Poopy Caca Duke on Timmy's float?
On whose float?
I guess why was Papa Duke on? I guess he's saying Tommy's float.
He wasn't on Tommy's float,
I don't know. I'm just reading the chat. I don't.
but I didn't watch the parade. But I'm pretty sure he didn't. So this is a conversation where Papa was. Um, yeah, I guess I can zoom in. This is a conversation. The blue is Papa, and the gray is Kathy, or as you guys keep calling her.
Mhm.
And this is where he
Yeah.
was yelling at her about the NDA that everyone was laughing about, that I apparently made. I didn't make it, and you'll see that later. Um, this was Papa using the NDA to threaten Kathy um, about not using anything. And if people want to read, they can pause it.
Definitely. Somebody asked, Tangle Baby asked, do you feel like you're a vulnerable victim?
Um, no,
Okay. Okay. I mean, I'm just asking random stuff from the chat. You
no,
know, you've
that's
watched
true.
Shortbus before.
So this is just a zoom in of him saying he was using as he claims the fake NDA. Um,
Yeah, the
but
NDA.
he used that the Chat GPT NDA, yes, that he used that against, but him never saying anything wrong about the NDA. He used it to threaten her to not use any web property, and
Mhm.
then this is her just saying that she will unlock it.
And that was Kathy, um,
Correct, correct.
BC. Well, you not. I don't,
She was BC sec,
yeah.
and then that's just
Rose.
how he had. Yes, that's just how he, I guess, had it saved in his in her. That's just the way the conversation group that they had.
Jersey's thing, 49.99. Steph, what you and everyone involved deserves to get a charge. To get a
That's
charge.
okay.
YouTube restrictions. What I really want to say to you,
That's
YouTube
okay.
restricts it, but thank you, Jersey. But oh dang, Steph would never talk to Alex on live. He would put an end to all the lies. She already contradicted herself many times.
Okay.
Good Lord, did you call because Alex does a better job or out of jealousy?
Neither.
Okay. Mel is being protected because of the 501c3
Correct.
being voted on.
The
Steph,
50, yes, that is absolutely correct. There is a 501c3 pending. That is correct, and they can't have anything legal against them right now.
okay.
But this one here is where Papa was um, just calling Prim a manipulative bitch. On that one, I don't even know why I screenshot that one. Um, just another one about Prim. Something on that one. And this is about the NDA. And then how again? This is Tom B that we're talking about, not Tommy. Let me just make sure that's
Yeah.
clarified.
Would you call Alex to apologize to him?
Um, no, because I don't think an apology would do anything. I don't think I don't think an apology would go anywhere. And I I just don't think it would go anywhere.
You don't think that?
I haven't spoken to Alex in years,
Mhm.
and I don't think it'll go anywhere. I just
So
don't think
you
it'll go anywhere.
so you don't believe possibly in all the stuff that's happened between you and him, the calling and him being swatted for some reason. We wouldn't say, I'm sorry that this happened.
If he would actually hear and talk, then possibly. But I know Alex well enough to know that that wouldn't happen.
You can't spend this on Papa. Thank you
I'm
for the
not spinning
199.
this on Papa. I have owned up. I'm all I'm saying is Papa's manipulation tactics are that's all I'm saying. I'm not spinning nothing. I have owned up to making the call. I have owned up to I have no reason to say anything. I didn't have to say anything.
Mm-hmm. So go
I've
ahead.
never
Go
denied
ahead.
it.
You can go ahead with your explaining. I'm sorry. I'm just like
You're
some
you're
comes
okay.
up.
I'm answering. I have nothing against answering questions.
So what?
Oh, go ahead.
Go. Oh, I was going to ask about the what is it? The person that donated 17 some. How much was it
I
to?
will get into that one. Yes, I will.
Okay.
I will. Yes, that will. I have plenty of screenshots to know that that there is quite a bit of money that I never kept a dime, and I'm going to stick to that. And I have screenshots to show thousands of dollars, possibly more than 17,000 that he claims. But he also claims that PHI and CPP WV also took the 17,000 that ruined his business. That's on him. But I have screenshots for every single Cash App I've ever sent out, and I have screenshots for every single DoorDash that I sent. Anytime somebody sent anything for coffee, I have all of those screenshots that can back up exactly where all of that money went. But
Um.
that's 75 screenshots that we have.
Big O asks, why have you been striking other people's channels?
I didn't strike channels. Actually, it was kind of a joke, and obviously not a joke in that way. When it pops up, I don't know if anyone's ever gone through to click those settings, but when it actually pops up, it gives you two options, and they're not very clear. I was under the assumption that if they remove the content, it wouldn't get a strike. That was my perception. I honestly didn't know that it was going to, but it's not
Yeah.
very clear. It's not very clearly labeled. If you go in there in the two settings, they give you two options, and um, it's not very clearly labeled. But
Um.
here, this is where Papa says we need to draft the NDA, and then SJ says use ChatGPT. Um, so that's where that is. And then
Mhm.
Papa, we're going to hell for lying. And then James, we told her that James was the lawyer to get her to sign it. but they all signed it. But yet I have Mel's. Papa somehow deleted his from the chat, which is kind of funny. I do have his saved as well, but he deleted his from the chat. So here's where one of Papa's rampages. So he had just left the server. So I said, "What happens?" This is I am the green, and he is the other one. And this is where he is getting his way because wouldn't I wouldn't kick Bill from the server.
Hmm. Let's see. Jersey said scumbag trying to get a great person killed. I have to say
That's
that.
okay.
Thank you for the 20. Thank you, Still Dome, for the 5 gifted memberships. 199. Which what Lalaboo you talking about? Talking to what? Which Laboo you talking to prison? You taken to prison? Oh my God! I can't. You've got me nervous. Which Laboo you taken to prison?
Whoever you would like.
Um, then I also have, and let me get to these real quick. Apologies don't need to go anywhere. It's I'm sorry, Alex. It's over with you. Don't with you over with. You won't publicly talk to Alex because you know he won't tolerate your BS.
I guess.
And then one more, I
But this
think.
is here where Papa, as he claimed that SJ was his daughter. But here he texted somebody. I don't know who he texted. This was a screenshot that was supplied to me. And this is Papa Duke texting somebody. I don't know this number. And sorry if I doxed you. I didn't have time to. I don't know whose number that is. So I'll just put it that way. But this is where Papa messaged somebody trying to get SJ kicked out of WAP.
Now, how could she message somebody to get what'd you say, SJ kicked out of WAP when
Papa, this is what Papa did. If people he didn't like, he would act this way. This is just what Papa does to get his attention. But this is just a screenshot. I don't have an Android, so this isn't a screenshot for me. But this is him saying Papa Duke. But this is just what he would do.
what was the end game? Why she called? She hasn't answered it yet. So what what was the end game in you calling the 911 or the non-emergency or whatever number you called?
I
What
wanted
was
to make sure that the whole reason for calling was I was worried. Um, we had chats with this predator, and I can get those together. Obviously, I'm not going to do it right this second, but I can at a future date get them together. We have chats with that predator that were pretty violent and detailed of what he would do if somebody appeared. So when hearing he had a weapon on him, it kind of got a panic. Um, this was a predator that was unstable. And granted, they all are unstable in a way, but this one we were worried about, and it wasn't to swat him or as everyone wants to put it. I was generally worried. I don't know why Papa called, but I never denied calling.
hmm. No, you have admitted to it, so the calling.
Right, and I said the same thing to the cops that I spoke with as well. I have, like I said, I have been in contact with the police department
Yeah.
here and there,
Do you think that Papa
and
Duke
Arkansas
should
police as
be?
well.
Did you think Papa Duke and who else was inside the
I think
voice
everybody
chat?
should be blamed for the same aspect. Yes, I do, 100%. I think everybody should be held accountable in the same way. I will take whatever happens, and I'm fine with that. I like I told the cops, but it wasn't just me there. It was not just me, and everybody. People can say what they want and point fingers. Oh, Steph orchestrated it, but in all these chats, you can see it's usually Papa. That's the angry one, and that's what Papa did. He would leave. He would Like here, he was pissed off again because I did a phone call. Heaven forbid I did a phone call that he wasn't a part of. Um, so then he was leaving.
Mm.
But I do think that Mel and Papa, and even Kat, but Kat was on her way to work. Um, she was in the VC, yes, but she was on her way to work. I think everybody in that call, everyone that knew about it, yes, they should be held accountable.
Do you think they was like? I mean, obviously you can hear Kathy like laughing.
That's not Kathy. That's actually Melissa.
Melissa that was laughing.
That's Melissa that's laughing. It wasn't Kathy.
I mean, like I did a video a few days ago, and it sounded just like it was Kathy.
No, that's Melissa. Melissa has a higher pitch laugh.
Mm. Well, was anybody else in there laughing that he got taken down like he did?
Papa and Mel, but that was it.
You didn't laugh at all.
No, I didn't laugh. I didn't find it funny. I was actually worried because I did not know that they were going to come like that, and I actually was worried for him
So why didn't you come forward? I mean, I mean,
because I
after
was how if we're being threatened every single day, every day, make sure you don't say things, don't do this, don't do that. Um, I have PTSD. I don't do well with people screaming and yelling. I don't do well with loud voices. And Papa would use that to his advantage. So would Tom B.
mm, and Tom B. Wow. So,
But again,
hmm,
it's not Tommy. It's Tommy. It's not Tommy. It's I have nothing negative to say about Tommy.
hmm,
I'm referring to Tom B. I want to just make sure that's very clarified.
hmm. It's
I
clear.
did not have very many conversations with Tommy. Yes, I have a long history with Tommy, but once Papa stepped in and said that he was taking over talking to catchers, it all of that went to Papa.
I got a $9.99. Thought you were owning up. You sure haven't taken any personal responsibility. You keep saying Papa Duke this and Papa Duke that. You weren't worried about Alex. You were jealous and pissed. Quit
I
lying.
guess if you were saying, but I have stated I made the call. I guess that is me saying I made the call. I did.
Okay, and another one. Can we use her as a live decoy and let the predator? Oh God, let take her. Come on, Devin. Um, Cody says these people. She keeps changing the subject to Papa Duke. Sure, she's a scumbag
I'm
too.
going through the screenshots that I
Yeah,
have on my screen.
yeah. I'm just reading this super
I
chat
know.
or
I'm
whatever.
just responding. I'm just reading what's on my screen at the moment.
Okay. Uh, but hang on. She's doing this because she knows if the majority of the blame is on another person, then she might not get off with a misdemeanor instead of a felony.
No, I've already spoken to the cop, and the worst case scenario, it's a misdemeanor.
Why did you say Alex had a gun when he clearly didn't?
Um, I didn't. It's not. I had a mix up between the two. I didn't say I couldn't because I wasn't looking at the screen. I didn't know who was wearing what. I wasn't watching the catch. I didn't know. I couldn't remember who was wearing what was wearing what. I wasn't saying Alex had it.
Can I?
That's
Can
why
I?
I corrected myself in that call. You can hear me where I correct myself.
Would you be okay if I played the video or the SWAT call?
I don't see the reason for it. Everyone has already heard it.
Yeah, they have, but I don't think like your memory is very good because from the when during the SWAT call, it was like or the call or whatever you want to, however you want to word it, it was saying that he was waving the gun around and put it in his left pocket.
Because that's what was being told to me in my earpiece.
Who was talking to you in your earpiece?
Mel and Papa.
They both like was saying, "Hey, tell him he's got this," or
No, they were. I believe they were transcribing what was happening on the catch, which is what we would do for every single call that we ever had.
mm. See that's I don't know. I mean for me, that is like very hard for me to believe in some ways because if I was like I would be wanting to know what was like if I was going to call cops, I would be watching the screen and saying, "Hey, this is what's happening," not have somebody else relay me secondhand information.
No, because you trust your team. At
Mhm.
that point in time, you're supposed to be able to trust your team.
At what a part here is how she knew who the pred was, because it was not known from the stream. It was because they were decoying him too. Is that, would you also decoying the guy they
Yes, we did have him. Yes, we did have him, which is how we had chats with him. Yes, I did state that.
Hmm. Do you have anything else like you want to put up on screen and go through?
I have a bunch that I could, but I just really don't see the point of it. People really are gonna believe what they want to believe, and and I also, yes, I have an attorney. Yes, I see that
Okay.
question in chat. Yes,
Um,
but people are gonna believe what they want. People, again, I didn't have to come up here, but I will definitely supply you with the other screenshots, and you can do what you want with them.
yeah, it's just, I do want to, say thank you for coming up here and letting your side come out, because all we've heard was Papa's side.
That's fine. And
Whether
people
it's
can take what they want. Again, I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking for anyone to believe me. I really don't care anymore. But I'm going to go ahead and pop off, and I will definitely supply you the chats.
okay, I'll yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, definitely send them to me, and I'll get
I will.
out what I can. And I do appreciate you coming up here and telling your side. It's
Okay.
like I've always said, I'm the PP mascot, so I will always take Predator Poacher
Well,
side.
I did. Well, I'm not. I knew that. You know.
Mm.
But all right.
So,
Thanks for having me.
oh, thank you for coming up here. We got to do it again. Oh, damn. Oh my God. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. So that was freaking crazy. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna play the calls. That's a hard situation, man. Let's say I'm gonna play the calls, and I also need to like go pee. Hang on. Okay, let me pull this down. Actually, let me leave this up. Damn, she didn't want to come up here, but she had to try and save face for law enforcement on this time. Damn, you're right, Cody. Let me rewind this and play this back. And
Sparta Police Department, this is Brooke.
Hi, I'm calling to
I'll
report
be right back. I
I
have
think
to
the
go like
police
pee.